Hey super friends, it's Neil, here to interrupt your regularly scheduled Sunday scroll of the social media timeline to talk to you about Star Trek The Last Starship from IDW Publishing. Issue number 1 is available in comic book stores now. I just got a sneaky peek at issues 2 and 3, thank you IDW, and I'm just going to share with you some spoiler-free thoughts on it. Issue 2 is releasing in comic book stores on November the 19th. The series is written by Jackson Lanzing and Colin Kelly, who just did the recent 2-year run on Star Trek, the main book. Has artwork by Adrian Bonilla, colours by Heather Moore, and letters by Clayton Cowles. If you don't know the premise of this series, it's set before season 3 of Star Trek Discovery and tells a bit more about what happened to Starfleet when the burn takes place. Now, the burn was a bit of a controversial plot point in Discovery, but it's really interesting to go back to that period and see what Jackson and Colin are doing to tell the story of what happened to Starfleet and its allies when the actual incident itself took place. Now, if you've seen the cover for issue number 1, you likely know the big twist, which is that somehow Captain James T. Kirk is back. I'm not going to spoil for you how and why he has returned, but that's something that is explored a bit more in issue number 2, along with another familiar face who has been included in this series. The time period means that there aren't a huge number of recognisable characters, so having somebody who I won't spoil and Kirk in this book offers some interesting connections to Star Trek canon, which is something that Jackson and Colin have done so well through all of their Star Trek writing. Issue number 2 really adds to the complexity of the problem of what Starfleet is facing. We see them trying to reach out to other survivors across the galaxy with trillions of people dead, and that instantly becomes more problematic because nobody really knows what's happened, and that means that there's a lot of mistrust out there, and so people who have formerly been allies are suddenly no longer kind of friends, and that can cause some interesting conflict, which leads you into issue number 3, which should be out in December, which really ramps up the action for this series. There is so much going on, and it is Star Trek at its most action-packed best. What we're really seeing across this series is Jackson and Colin telling a story which is balancing all of those major elements. You're seeing Starfleet still trying to be the flagship of the United Federation of Planets. They're struggling, they're grieving, they're pushed to their limits, and yet there are still all these other things happening which are causing them to really be kind of on the fence and on the ropes is the phrase I'm looking for. And then on top of that, you have Kirk wrangling with being alive again, which I really don't want to say too much about because I'll spoil it. But it's a very, very interesting read. So please do go pick up issue number 2, which is available in comic book stores, as I said, from November the 19th. And then issue 3, which is coming a little bit later in the year as well. Thanks for listening. Let me know if you've read issue number 1. I'd be really interested to know your thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Bye.